Welcome back to the garage. Today we're going to be working on the rollback a little bit. Now if you're not familiar with my channel, this is my 1980 Ford F700 implement bed truck. It's got a 8.2 Detroit in it, 5-speed manual transmission, and a 21-foot Schwartz bed. Now this truck, I've used it a lot, had a lot of videos on it, and one thing that I need to really address before too long are the wheels on the front and the back actually. But if you don't know much about these older 1020 size tires and wheels, or size wheels I should say, they are split rims. The rim is not made together. It's got a ring that goes around it that holds a tire on, and they are called widowmakers. I mean, they've killed numerous people over the years. If you don't get them set dead right whenever you go to put these back together and air them up, this ring can actually come off of there under high pressure and kill you. So I bought some newer wheels for this. These are 20-inch wheels. I found 22.5-inch wheels so I can run the newer style tires, and I'll show you those wheels here in a second, but I got to clean them up first. These are the wheels that I ran across. They're 22.5s, and they have this ring that fits the hub for the 20-inch rim. So I need to get these cleaned up before I try to put the tires on them. I seen a Facebook ad, guy had a few of these wheels, didn't have any pictures of them, so I drove an hour, and when I showed up it looks like he got these out of the bottom of the ocean. So that means I got to use my favorite tool, the Sandblaster, and I like sandblasting stuff just as much as I like plowing snow, so I'm not really big on sandblasting for the mess that it makes and being out here and sweating, but it's a beautiful 60-degree day, so I'll get my respirator out of the shed and I'll get to cleaning these wheels up. I absolutely hate sandblasting stuff to begin with, and I've only used this sandblaster probably twice. Never on anything very big. I got it out, went to turn it on, it worked for about 5 minutes, got plugged up. So I found out that the problem was there's a ball valve down here, and where the hose attaches for the wand, it was plugged up. So I took it all back apart, put it back together. I turned this ball valve handle on the old one and snapped it off. So I had to take it all back apart, put a new ball valve in there. It all works good, put it back together, and there's supposed to be a handle here, like this ball valve, and it snapped off as well. So this thing's just going to be pushed back in the corner where it came from. I probably won't ever use it again. I didn't want to get the grinder with the wire wheel out and do it that way on the wheels, but I guess that's what I'm going to have to do. It's getting kind of late tonight. Took me about an hour to do the ball valve swapping around on this Sandblaster, so I'll just come out here after work tomorrow and try to clean the wheels up when there's actually daylight out. Alright, it's day 2 of the Sandblaster debacle, and I don't really want to give up on the Sandblaster for the main reason. I can take the wire wheel on a grinder and clean this up really well, and on the inside also. But getting down inside of here I think is going to be pretty much impossible. Now I could take a drill with a wire brush on it and go in there, but if you've ever used one of those, it's kind of a last-ditch effort, and I don't really want to spend, you know, an hour or two trying to clean out just that ring on there. So here's the cheap Chinesium ball valve that was on there. There's the new one. I'm going to flip this air tank upside down and maybe try to fix on it and see if I can get it to work good. Okay, so part 3 or 4, or whichever part of this video this is, I guess it's just time to call it quits. For some reason, I just can't get this tank to work. I've watched YouTube videos on it. Nobody's had the same problem. It has sat for a long time with some sand in it, so maybe it got moisture in it, even though I've tried my best to clean it out. I took all the fittings apart, cleaned them out. There was a little bit of debris in them. I put new ball valves on it. I even took the hose that the sand blows through, I took the nozzle off of it, made my own nozzle out of a ball valve and a fitting, and for some reason this thing just doesn't work, so I guess there's only one thing left to do. Hey little buddy, you want to go for a walk? No, that's far enough. Don't you understand? All you had to do is work one time for me. It's not that hard. Any last words? Defiant till the end. I kind of admire that. Goodbye, old friend. Alright, sometimes trying to do things the easy way ends up costing you time in the long run. I've got about 3 days after work of coming out here and trying to work on that Sandblaster and not accomplish anything. So I'm going to go back to my original route, and first is to use the needle scaler. Now if you don't know what one of these are, they're pneumatic, has all these little pins in here that are like fingers. When you hit the trigger, they move back and forth, and I'm going to use that to get get inside this ring on the inside. And then for the outside and the inside face of the wheel, I'm going to go ahead and use this cut brush on the grinder and go ahead and do it that way. It's probably going to take a little bit longer than it would have if I'd done the sandblast route, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. So let me set the camera up there, I'll grab the grinder, and we'll get to work on it. I'm going to let you in on a little secret if you've never used one of these cut brushes before. These little bristles are stuck together very well when it's new. When these get wore out, it will throw the little bristles out one at a time, and they'll stick in your clothes, they'll stick in your face, anything that's not protected. So take my advice, don't try to be like one of the cool kids in shop class and not wear your safety glasses. Don't be the guy that uses this without safety glasses, or you will end up with one of these in your eye. I'm going to have the sunglasses, the safety glasses that I've got on right now, and I'll probably even be wearing a shield at the same time. So don't use one of these without safety equipment unless you're wanting to get hurt. Okay, it's Saturday morning. I wanted to show you how the wheel turned out. It got dark on me last night, so I couldn't really show you on the camera. Got this one all cleaned up. It's ready for primer and paint. Got to get around to doing the second one, and I'll do that off camera because it's boring enough me doing it, and I don't want to have to force anybody to watch that. Just the same process, getting them cleaned up, and we'll get some paint and primer on them. Okay, I got the wheels and primer, and they turned out looking fantastic if I do say so myself. This will conclude part 1 of the video. Part 2 of the video, I'll get these painted probably tomorrow. I'm going to spray them black with some Rust-Oleum, and during the week I will take the used tires that I've got, these wheels, to the local tire shop, have them mount them for me, and I'll put them on the truck. That'll be part 2 of the video. I also wanted to throw in some bonus footage because I've just surpassed a milestone here on YouTube, and I have over 300 subscribers. So hope you enjoy. seriousness, I wanted to take a chance to thank all of the subscribers that I have. I'm over 300. I think I'm at 323 at the time this video airs. And it really means a lot to me because I never would have imagined whenever I started a YouTube channel that let alone anybody would want to watch my videos, you know, and now I got 323 people that subscribe out there. So it really means a lot, and I really appreciate you. And if you like the videos that I do, if you would go ahead and consider subscribing if this is the kind of content that you're into. Also, if you would do me a favor and check out my buddies at Central Oregon Shenanigans in the Fox Shop. Now their channel links will be in the video description below. And I really appreciate everybody that's came over from the Fox Shop and Central Oregon Shenanigans. Those guys have been great with me. They've sent a lot of traffic over my way, and I really appreciate that. But if this is the first time that you've ever watched one of my videos and you haven't heard of any of these people, go ahead and check them out. And if you like what you see on their channels, go ahead and subscribe to them. And as always, just a friendly reminder that it doesn't matter if you're working on your project in a garage or in your driveway. What matters is that you go out there, you do the job yourself, and you learn more about your project, whatever that project may be. My name is Zane, and I'll catch you next time. Time to start this thing up and have some fun with it. I got a light on the dash. Door ajar? What do you mean by door ajar?